A spiral staircase hidden beneath the cradle led Ryan, Alina, and Hannery deep into the Haveli's underground, a place of ancient rituals and unspoken horror. There, they faced a shadowy entity claiming to be Zoya's husband and learned of a terrifying blood connection between Ryan and the Haveli's dark past. A violent purification ritual was barely enough to drive the entity back, but not destroy it. The seal was broken, and something far older had awakened. They thought the chamber below was the end, but it was only the beginning. Tonight, follow Ryan, Alina, and Hannery as they step into a hidden prison where secrets speak louder than screams. A cursed bloodline, a book of silence, a guardian bound to a deadly pact, and a whisper that reveals a haunting truth. Ryan isn't just part of this story, he may be its source. Enter the Whispering Chamber. The underground chamber wasn't an ending, it was a door. Ryan led the way through the narrow, candlelit passage beneath the Haveli, the torch in his hand flickering wildly as if protesting the air it had to burn. Alina and Hannery followed closely, their eyes darting to every shadow that seemed to stretch and move on its own. The walls of the tunnel were lined with strange, archaic markings, not just symbols, but entire scriptures in languages none of them recognized. The further they went, the colder it became, with a chill of natural cold, but the kind that seeps into your bones and twists your thoughts. The air grew heavier. I think we're going deeper underground, Hannery whispered. Like a tomb. No, Alina murmured, pausing beside an engraved pillar. More like a prison. The corridor finally opened into a vast, circular chamber. At the center stood a pedestal, and on it, a rotting, leather-bound book lay closed, as though waiting. But it wasn't the book that held their attention, it was the sound. Whispers, endless, overlapping whispers. Dozens of voices, none of them belonging to the three who stood there. They swirled in the air like invisible smoke, crawling into their ears, under their skin, speaking names, secrets, regrets. Alina dropped to her knees, clutching her head. It's too loud. It's inside my mind. Ryan reached her, grabbing her shoulders. Look at me. Don't listen to it. Then, suddenly, silence. Not natural silence, but a forced one. The whispers didn't fade, they vanished, like someone had pressed a mute button on reality itself. Ryan slowly reached for the book. As his hand neared the cover, the ground trembled slightly. He opened it, a blinding flash, a vision. He stood in a garden, drenched in moonlight. Zoya was there, but alive, dressed in white, smiling. Then a man entered the vision, a tall figure, cloaked in shadow with hollow eyes. He touched Zoya's shoulder, and her face contorted in horror. She screamed as blood erupted from her mouth, her eyes turning black. The man turned to Ryan and said, "The pact is broken. The bloodline is awake." Ryan collapsed. Alina helped Ryan to his feet as he trembled. "I saw her. Zoya. She didn't die by suicide. She was murdered, sacrificed." Hannery picked up a scrap of paper lying beside the pedestal. "Look at this. It's a family tree. The last name here is Ryan." Ryan's breath caught in his throat. "I'm connected to this place." The walls suddenly began to shake. The torches blew out one by one, and a deep groaning sound emerged from the earth itself, as though the Haveli was waking up. Then, from the far end of the chamber, a voice echoed. "She called you here, but I will keep you here." A shadow stepped into the torchlight. It had no face, no eyes, just a gaping void where a mouth should be. Ryan stood firm. "Who are you?" the voice replied in a guttural, otherworldly tone. "I am the guardian of the pact. You bear the mark. You cannot leave." Suddenly, Ryan's palm lit up, a faint, red symbol glowing beneath his skin. Alina gasped. "It's the same mark from the book." The entity raised its hand. The air thickened. Stones fell from the ceiling. The walls began to close in. "Run!" Hannery shouted. They sprinted back into the passage as the chamber began to collapse behind them. But before the rocks fell completely, the whispering returned louder than ever, and this time it spoke directly to Ryan. You are not just the key, you are the curse. Fade to black. A mark has been revealed, a curse has been spoken, and now the Haveli itself has begun to awaken. Ryan is more than just haunted, he's bound to the very evil they're trying to destroy. What does the pact mean? What lies deeper still beneath the earth? And what price must be paid to end this once and for all? The answers await in the next terrifying chapter, episode 14 of Haunted Love, Shadow of Love.